Okay, so as you guys may know or may not know, the PvP honor system, the rank 14, the infamous, very, it's a big part of like classic WoW. Like it's a very big change, and I am a person that has done the rank 14 grind. I did it back in vanilla WoW because I was 8 years old, but I did do it here in classic on the re-release. I did it with when it first came out, and I got rank 14 after 14 weeks of grinding for 16 to 20 hours every single day. So this is something that I obviously have done, and I have a few opinions of myself. Today, we've temporarily closed the hardcore PTR realm and opened a new PTR realm that allows template characters for testing the major update for 1.14 to bring classic era PvP. Before we dive into the system and how it's changed, here's a glossary of terms of those who are less familiar with the current version of the 1.14.3 era realms. Okay, so this is how it used to be, correct? Yes. Rank. The rank of a player within a given PvP season ranks from 1 Private Scout to rank 14 Grand Marshal and High Warlord. High Warlord being rank 14. Honorable kills, HKs. Awarded when killing opposing factions or players or NPCs that are near or above your level. Killing higher level players awards more contribution points, which is CP. Players receive honor points based on however many honorable kills they earn in a given week. And these points are given out... these ranking points, or CP, I guess they call it here, the contribution points. The contribution points turns into RP, and an RP is your actual rank, right? So whenever the reset happens, Tuesday for NA, Wednesday for EU, then you get your ranking points. That's how it works in vanilla, right? Then there's something called dishonorable points. Gained by killing opposite factions within the civilian tag in their tooltip. Dishonorable kills count as a penalty against the player's end of week honor points. So, dishonorable kills. So whenever you had like a bunch of ranking points, let's say you had, this is my ranking bar, right? I have this amount. This is your amount of points that you currently have right here. You have this much. Whenever you kill a target that dishonorable, you loses this amount like right here. Right, so it takes the points directly off of your thing, and you lose some points. You lose this whenever you kill like a civilian, or yeah, basically a civilian. So like any mob that's targeted with a mob thing called civilian, you lose some points, and it just goes directly off. Contribution points, CP or honor. Awarded to the player based on their HKs and DKs, DKs being dishonorable kills. While CP is often interchangeably with honor, it is not to be confused with honor points, which also people may call honor as shorthand. And HK may be worth more or fewer points depending on whether the HK came from a higher or lower rank player. CP is rolled up and used to determine the player's rank. So, in short, the higher rank player you kill, the more honor you get. The more honor you get, the more CP you get, contribution points. The more CP you get, the more RP you get at the end of the week. All right? Very simple. It's actually not. It's a very convoluted and very stupid way of getting PvP and ranks. But that's how it works, right? So you get honor. You get honor. Hold on. You get honor, and then honor turns into contribution points, turns into... RP, right? In short, right? And the more honor someone has, the more CP you get, the more RP you get as well. Which then it's the end of week, right? That's really how it works. To put into very simple, things. Rank brackets. Each rank requires participants in the honor system to be among the top percentage of all participants in the system for that week. And ranking up in the next bracket is not possible unless you are at or above the correct percentile for the rank that you're trying to reach, regardless of the amount of honor/CP accumulated this week. That's why in certain ways, so you have brackets, right? Bracket, let's call it bracket 1. All right, you have bracket 1. I believe bracket 1 gives you 13,000 on like RP, right? Bracket 2 gives you 12,000. Bracket 3 gives you 11,000. So on and so forth all the way down. Why are we counting in the chat, guys? regardless, okay, you can just keep counting, I guess, if you don't care. I care about this guy, so I want to talk about it. Okay, I have ranked. I like, and it's I don't know, it's not enjoyable. It's just interesting for me to talk about. So basically, the higher bracket you are, the more RP you get. The thing about this is that it was made for one person, right? But what you could do with these brackets is that you could stack them. So you could stack brackets. You will make sure that people have very, very close amount of. I guess it's CP, yes. You get CP and then turns into RP. Is that better for you? Whatever the heck, right? You would basically be able to stack up these brackets, so multiple people would be within a certain amount of honor of each other, right? So you would have to be within, let's say, 500,000 honor. You would have to stack up as tightly as possible, let's say 7 people. And that means that 7 people is now bracket 1, right? But this whole thing, the amount of people that you're able to have within bracket 1 is determined by the pool size of the entire player base that's doing PvP on the server. So what people would do for brackets is that they would basically have like a bunch of level 1s sitting in Dunmoro, Durotor, whatever you want to call it, and farm honorable kills on level 1 characters to stack the brackets even higher, right? And there will be people selling bots to do this. There will be people like, you know, doing a lot of really, really unethical things to do this. So instead of having, let's say instead of having 2,000 people that's collecting honor within the week, there's now 10,000 people collecting honor within the week. But 8,000 of those 10,000 people are actually not people that are playing. That's just people that are stacking up level 1s to make the pool size bigger so more people can rank. It's a very weird thing, but there's a lot of drama and a lot of things about those things, right? A little thing you can see where people are doing this is right here, right? This is a video from Team Game Hawk, and this is really how it looked like. So there would be a level 1 right here, and there would be a level 5, so he's eligible for honor, and they would basically stack here in the graveyard and kill them over and over and over again on multiple level 1s to make sure that the pool size of which the amount of players would be way bigger, and therefore making more people able to get bracket 1. Very stupid. It's just silly. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Regardless, next one, ranking points. RP was awarded based on the player's CP and the number of players in the bracket. RP was awarded mostly linearly compared to CP. However, the difference is that RP took players into consideration to form ranked standings of a leaderboard of a players ranked based on their participation in the system. This aspect of the system has been removed from the game. Okay. God damn it. Decay. This is what makes ranking horrible. This one thing. Everything else, honestly, is annoying. It's a grind. It's quite stupid. But this thing right there, that is the sole purpose why ranking is so punishing in Vanilla WoW. This is the removal of RP from players who do not participate as decay much as expected from their rank, and thus do not keep their rank in a given week. If their expected RP is less than their actual weekly decay, it is decayed at 20% of the expected value, up to a maximum of 2,500 of CP decay. So the more RP, the more points you get, the higher the percentage, the higher the number in the percentage turns, which means that it kind of it takes away more and more the higher rank you get. That's why when you get rank 11 and up, it becomes really, really punishing, and you can't take weeks off or days off or anything because the decay is so brutal at that point where you actually cannot afford not to play if you want to continue ranking. In short, this system is extremely punishing, and you just gotta play a lot. You gotta play a lot for this. You have to fight the decay. Yeah, because like the thing is, like if you have decay, right? If you have 1,000 points or whatever, 20% of 1,000 is only 200, right? So you only lose 200 points. But if you have 10,000, you lose 2,000 points, right? So you can see, like, the more amount you get, and I believe, I don't remember the exact amount, but I think for rank 14, gosh, I can't remember the number, but I think you need like 15,000 points total or something like that. So it just becomes like a really, really annoying and ridiculous grind eventually. It's super ridiculous. It's super... Oh, the decay is not fun. It's not fun to deal with. Because if you lose a week, you basically lose 3 weeks because of it, right? Regardless, okay. if you don't understand what I'm talking about right now, and you're just sitting there staring at the wall, like at the PC, and thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Be thankful, okay? Ranking in Vanilla WoW is for special people. And I'm saying that as a person who's done it. It's not good. When I ranked to 14, in the course of 14 weeks, I slept an average of 4 to 5 hours per day, and I lost like 14 kilos. It was bad. It was bad. I went from weighing 85 kilos to like a little bit under 70. Yeah, it was horrible. So yeah. When setting up a new design, the new system, we looked at some primary problems with the old system and used these as basis for what we felt needed change for the new systems to be healthier. Under 70 at your height is Monka W. Yep. There's a lot of pressure to grind HKs non-stop. Yes, because of decay. Since players are being ranked versus other players in the same faction, taking a break might mean that you lose your desired spot in the particular rank bracket, and decay also contributes to this somewhat, though not as much as to how RP is awarded. I think it's two things that is making this very, very rough. First thing is decay. And the second thing is that there's no limit to how much honor you can farm. You can farm as much honor as you possibly can. So people would just put the brackets insanely high. Like farm 1.5 million honor in a week. That is a lot of honor. Like you could put them infinitely high, and it's just such an unhealthy grind and whatever the heck. But you know, it's because you're just playing against the other players. It's the competition within each other, right? Since players are ranked based on percentage of how many PvP participants there are, some players will engage in an activity called pool boosting. Oh, this is what we talked about earlier. Yeah. Pool boosting refers to the process of artificially inflating the total pool of players in the system so that each player bracket are larger and allow a larger number of people within each bracket to rank up. This is often done through the use of automation. Bots, for example, someone will run bots to kill one player repeatedly until they reach the minimum required number of kills per week to become a part of the ranking system. Then they switch to new characters and repeat. Yeah, so long story short, what we do with this is, I did this. I did this as well. It would be required, if you wanted a spot in a bracket, you had to pool boost with at least 10 characters. You had to make 10 level 1 characters, run it over to a graveyard in the starting zone, and kill a level 5 like Horde NPC or Alliance, like opposite faction, 15 times. If you kill a person 15 times in PvP, you are eligible for honor that week, and therefore increasing the amount of players within the pool for the week. So we would do that on at least 10 characters, every single person that was ranking. It's a very silly thing. It incentivizes botting. People would purchase it for real life money to have people bot it for them. It's ridiculous. It's stupid and it's dumb, and I did it. Because I had to do it. Bracket fixing becomes the meta. Some players work together to take turns in a top percentile bracket, which allows them to increase the number of people who earn top tier rewards and lowers the honor ceiling for each bracket. This isn't strictly a bad thing, as players for the same faction often work together to ensure there is a pecking order on that, and over time, more people earn rewards, with less grinding needed for effectively capping the amount of honor each week to earn. Yeah, the brackets would be decided by the people that play the most. So the people that can farm the most honor, the people that are the best at getting honor per week, would set the brackets. And if you want to try to gain more honor than those people, you have to break the brackets. But then you would start a war, because then you would activate those people's, like, you know, I don't know, special genes in their brains, their neurons, and they would be like, okay, you want to try to break the bracket? We're gonna farm 500,000 more honor this week, and if you want to keep up, you have to keep up with us. And that would just break the brackets for everybody and make it so like maybe only 2 people would get the maximum amount of RP instead of 50, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. This isn't really the spirit of the old system. Ideally, if players put in the effort, they will be rewarded. It shouldn't feel pressure to be a part of the in-group to be earned top PvP rewards. It turns into like a high school kind of like clique. You have to be a part of the cool people to be able to like earn the maximum of honor. Yeah. This also often leads to conflict among players on the same faction when players break the fixed brackets for their current rank and essentially raise the amount of honor for everybody else. Yeah, that's what I just said. Higher ranks need to earn that week, not to stall out the ranking efforts or even decay and lower rank the progress. Yeah, people got bullied. People just got bullied out of the brackets, you know? The old PvP honor system is complex and takes a lot of time to run and is error prone. Honor is updated each week via a script and the database which performs various calculations to converge each player's contributions to CP, rank players, expected CP and blah blah blah. Yeah, basically, bullied people got threatened. Yes, there would be, yes, like real life threats. Yeah. But, you know, that's how it goes, I guess, sadly. You know, people are pretty crazy when it comes to ranking. Basically, when I got my rank 14, to put this into perspective, it took me, after the reset happens, it took me around 10 hours to actually get my rank to update. This script essentially is unchanged since 2005, and while it's mostly functional, it can become stuck or hit expectantly decays or delays based on various conditions, and cause the weekly honor system to take hours or extreme cases, days to complete. Yeah, this makes the entire system stressful for those who are eagerly waiting to see where they landed. Yeah, this is just stressful. So it was really bad. Now let's look at the high-level goals for the new system. Okay, so this is the new system. God, my throat. Sorry, I'm just yapping, man. I'm just talking and talking and talking. Give me a moment. Competing against your own faction for standing is interesting in principle, but in execution has a lot of problems based on the points listed above. The system is easily metagamed and encourages many weeks or months of high levels of play. Our goal for the new system is to grant ranks based on whether players hit specific honor milestones with an increasing level of participation and challenge needed to maintain the progress as the weeks go by and the players move through the ranks. Okay, so they are eliminating bracket stacking and pools, and they are instead making it so you have to get a certain amount of honor per week to attain certain ranks, I assume. That's what I'm getting at from this. In the old system, grant honor and honor points at the same time a decay is earned. In the old system, this occurs at the end of the day. Players would prefer to see their progress towards honor milestones in real time. You could use add-ons for this. Add-ons wouldn't be that specific, but we used add-ons to track our honor and everything. And decays were pretty instant. You just lost your points. You just lost your direct points. Okay, move the weekly honor updates to more efficient and perform methods of updating individual player ranks. Without RP, we can move it to a model where you can see your rank changes right when you log in after the weekly reset, rather than waiting for the honor script to process all the participants. I mean, that's good. Just making it more instant and more fast. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a problem with that. Removed D-ranking. Decay is still somewhat something we wanted to maintain. Okay, but D-ranking down to a lower rank is particularly punishing at higher ranks when you need to maintain a constant and high level of play to keep up. They need to take time. The need to take time off would greatly hinder the progress of someone ranking, and in some brackets, taking even days or weeks off would cost the players multiple weeks of progress. Yep. Now that we've established what key terms mean, gone over the largest problems in the old system, and defined some of our goals, here's a rundown of behavioral changes between the old and the new system. Okay, so you cannot D-rank by killing civilians or such, but you can decay. So decay will still be in the game to some sort of, degree. Behavior. What is the minimum number of honorable kills necessary to earn per week? You can decay to 0%, but not D-rank. Yeah, okay. Old system is 15, new system is 15. This is the amount of players you need to be able to kill to be earning honor. How are honor points awarded? Based on player level and PvP rank was the old system, but now it's based on player level and PvP rank. That's the same. Okay. What does honor decay happen? When the player does not meet the expected honor for their rank given a week. When the player does not meet the expected honor for the given a week. It's the same. So decay is going to stay the same. What is the minimum amount of CP a player may lose due to decay? That's the maximum. That's the same. Or DK's honor and highest rank displayed in the UI for today, yesterday, this week, in lifetime. This the same, okay. Is player standing displayed in the UI for last week? Yes. No, as players are no longer compared against one another in their realm. Okay, so there's not like you got top 50 rank or like you got top 50 honor last week. It used to say that for the previous weeks, but it doesn't do that anymore, I suppose. How is a player's rank determined? Based on the amount of ranking points the player has earned, was before, and now it's based on the amount of CP the player has earned. Ranking no longer exists. So there is no amount, you are not ranked against other players. You just earn points, and however many points you earn, which will probably be a static amount that you need to get, will then get you the certain rank. Okay. How often are ranking points awarded? Weekly, and this is never. Ranking point no longer exists. Yeah, it's removed, basically. Will honor decay indefinitely? Previously, yes. This means the player may be demoted to a lower rank if their honor decay is below the minimum threshold. And now it's no, so you can't decay it indefinitely. We now only decay until the player reaches the base amount of honor for the current rank. This means that a player will not be demoted unless they earn a demotion via dishonorable kills. Wait, so if you get High Warlord, you just stay High Warlord forever? Is that what? Because you get a title, so you don't D-rank afterwards. You just stay a High Warlord. Okay, that's interesting. It's whenever you got High Warlord before, you had like only that week to buy your items, by the way. Because you can only buy the weapons within that 1 week where you are a High Warlord. Next week, you will demote no matter what. You cannot stay that rank. So you only had a week to buy every single weapon. Interesting. How are points converted to CP? Using an algorithm based on the player's honor for their rank and hard-coded factors such deductions, that's before. Based on a curve which maps honor to CP. This is now. 750k honor equates to 65,000 CP. Numbers are not final. The amount of honor you need to hit each week is static and fixed, does not fluctuate based on what other participants are doing. Okay, so you just need to farm a certain amount of honor to get certain amount of ranks, or like, okay, so there's not going to be bracket stacking. You can't push people out. You just need to farm a certain amount of honor, and if you can farm that, then you're good. 750k honor is a lot. I will just say that is a lot, but it's not a crazy amount. It's not like insane amount of honor. It's something you can farm casually playing 10 hours per day. Okay, you know what I mean. Like, it's not that bad. It's okay, right? Like, it's pretty chill. You know. To put that in perspective, the worst amount of honor I had to farm when I was ranking myself, this was when AV was meta. The most amount I ever had to farm was 1.4 million in a week. So that's double what you would need in a week, right? But I played a lot. I probably only slept like 12 hours that whole week. I stayed up for like 40 hours the first day, then I slept for like 5, then I went 24, and then it was bad. Guys, there's a reason why I need my sleep nowadays, okay? I'm catching up from ranking. When do the stats for this week and lifetime updates? Once per day and immediately. So it does really immediately. Can a player see their standing versus other players in the UI? Yes and no. Players are no longer compared to one another. This is actually interesting. I feel like this is horrible. Main reason I never made it to pass rank 4, rank 7. Fuck that. Ranking was not fun. I will say doing a BG, doing a walls and goals against another pre-made and, like, you know, duking it out and stuff is fun, but that's not what you're doing when you're ranking. You need to pop stomp. You need to stomp the easy games. You just need to go in and then stomp easy games. Easy, right? Because if you stayed too long and, like, you know, farmed like the fun games, the ones that were like against other pre-mates, you would get very, very bad honor. Because it just wouldn't be worth it. It would be a fun game, but it wouldn't be worth it. You know? Now let's take a look at the new user interface. This looks quite similar to the old one. The only thing that's different is that you can't see your previous rank and you can't see your standing. Yeah, it's quite similar. It should look and feel almost identical to the previous system interface, with other only major differences being the omission of standing from the last week's section. We encourage PTR testers to participate in battlegrounds there to get a feel for how earning HKs and honor feel in real time. And also to populate our database with PvP data to help ensure that everything is working correctly. Under the hood. The total honor needed for the highest CP is currently 750,000, meaning that if you get 750,000 honor per the week, you will earn the maximum amount of ranking for the week. To put into perspective, one honorable kill is, depending on what rank they are, is between 100 and 200-ish honor. So, you know, if you kill 10 people, that's like 2k. So, you know, 100 people, 20k, 1,000 people. So, you know, there's diminishing returns. There's a lot of things that goes into it. But, yeah. Each honorable kill is around 200, 100, something like that. This is for the new Seasonal Mastery, yes. This was a very dense explanation, mostly due to the fact that the old system is very complex. TLDR is that the ranking will now be more straightforward, and you will similarly to hit specific milestones of honor points gained each week to progress through PvP ranks. Thank you for testing with us. Okay, this is interesting. For a person that has been ranking and like has done it, this seems to make it a lot less gatekeepy in terms of who can rank, and more so like, okay, can you play the amount that you can? It's definitely a lot less sweaty, a lot less. It makes it so that people can rank and they can like play as much as they kind of want to, and still get a certain amount of honor, because you don't need to compare yourself to other players. It will make it so people won't be using bots to boost the pools to get more people to like be in the brackets, and we'll probably see a lot more people ranking. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the decay change. Yeah, I think so. It's really weird to me that people will keep the rank now. I think the feel and the way that the ranking thing works is still somewhat the same. You kill players and you get honor, and then at the end of the week you rank up. There's still decay, you just can't decay down from the rank that you've gotten. So if you got, so let's say you got rank 11, then you can't decay down to rank 10. So you can like rank to rank 11, you know, and then you can take a week break, hang out with your girlfriend, hang out with your boyfriend, hang out with your mom, whatever you want to hang out with, and then come back a week later and continue ranking, and it wouldn't matter. But if you did that before, you would go from rank 11 to rank 9. Straight up, you would lose like 2 full ranks pretty much. Yeah, so it makes it so that you can actually rank, take some time off if you want to, then come back and you wouldn't lose weeks of progress. Right? Okay, the new PvP system is amazing. Almost makes me not want to play Classic. Oh, no, not want to play Hardcore. What do you guys think about this? I think for it being a change to the ranking system, I actually like this. Yeah, I do like it. If we're going down like a Classic Plus kind of route and changing the game a little bit, this is a good way of changing it. I feel like they're kind of keeping the essence of what makes ranking and a Classic what it is. It's just not as sweaty and as grindy and as stupid in a way, right? We'll see. There's going to be a lot of rank 14s running around. There was that before as well. There was that before as well. One issue though, when is the game kind of dead, getting 750k honor for bracket 1 is going to be near impossible. Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well. Like, if you're playing on a server, maybe where the queue, or maybe there won't be that many servers to be fair, but yeah, maybe it's going to be some sort of like a thing that like kind of goes with you. So like if there's less people kind of ranking, it'll go down a little bit, the roof. But you don't need 750k to get rank 14. You can get lower brackets and still get rank 14. Yes, you can farm lower amount of honor per week and you would still get rank 14 eventually. The reason why you can do this now is because there's no decay in the same way, right? Whenever you reach a certain rank though, you still need to beat the decay, right? Because the decay is a static 20%. The thing that's changed is that you can't rank down from decay. You can, it'll take you down like the certain amount that it does, but it just can't de-rank you, right? So if you're rank 12, you will still get the amount of decay that rank 12 requires you to push, but you just won't de-rank, right? So it still is a little bit... So whenever you get rank 13, for instance, you still need to get the most amount of honor per week for 3 weeks in a row, right? Because the decay is still there. Rank 13 to rank 14 takes 3 weeks, I think, if I recall correctly. It depends on how if you just came into rank 13, it takes 3 weeks, right? So it's 3 weeks of farming the most amount of honor you possibly can. So it still works like that. Meaning you still have to be very sweaty. Not in the same way. The thing that's changed is... The major change is that there's no pool boosting and there's no... You're not fighting against other players. You're just trying to get the amount of honor that you can per week. And in decay, you won't be able to decay. I think overall, like for it being... The point of what I'm trying to make, and maybe I'm not getting my point through very well, you still have to play a lot. It's just a lot less punishing if you take time off. You can take a week off and then continue where you left off. Whereas before, you would D-rank multiple ranks. Right? So you still have to farm honor. You still have to like farm a certain amount of stuff per week. You just don't have to deal with bracket stacking. You don't have to deal with pool boosting. Don't have to deal with bots doing pool boosting. You don't have to deal with being gatekept from like ranking because people don't want you in your brackets or in your teams. But you still have to farm honor. The big thing note is the more casual, meaning a wider spread of skill in BGs, more noobs equals more HKs. Yeah, I think overall this will make a lot more people want to rank. Like if you want to look at like what it's gonna probably do, I think a lot of people before this with the original ranking system were very turned off for even trying it. Because what's the point? The highest rank like a normal player could get to was 10. And even rank 10 is a lot, actually, back then. This might motivate a lot more people to actually try to do PvP and get some ranks. Right? Which means more people will play BGs and more people will maybe try to do world PvP. So that's good. Yeah. That's good. I think a lot of more people will be interested in playing it. Holy? No, I think so. I really think so. Right? Because it's very gatekeepy beforehand, and this is not as much, right? Imagine trying to rank and rank. I swear if they added rank 10 blue weapons, PvP participation would drastically increase, probably. Playing 16 hours a week, farming AV, no tricks for 6 weeks, I got to rank 10. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But the main thing that I think is pretty cool about this, the fact that decay doesn't de-rank you now. You still lose your current rank within the rank you are, but you cannot go down in ranks. This is changing this is what's gonna make it a whole different thing for sure. This will make a lot more people actually interested to playing it. So let's say you grind for a few weeks, you grind a lot of honor, you're farming, you're blasting it up, you get to rank 10, and then you're like, oh damn, I want to take a few days off, but you can't because the decay is now so large that you have to keep farming now if you want to get rank 11. Now you can take a week off and just start where you left off again. Start from rank 10 and keep ranking. Remove decay entirely, it's dumb. Nope, it's not. Decay needs to be there to not make it too easy. If Decay wasn't there at all, you would get rank 14 in 3 weeks, probably. It wouldn't take that long. Because Decay stacks up so much. I still think it should be hard to get rank 14. I don't think it should be something everybody can just do instantly. This still makes it so that it's going to be a grind, and it's going to be like a thing that's going to take a long time, but it just makes it so you don't have to like indefinitely play the game until you get rank 14, right? Yeah, it needs to take some effort still. Do you reckon this is going to change PvP gearing BIS a lot? Probably. There's a lot of PV, a lot of like the blue gear and the gear from like higher ranks that are good. You will get less honor from killing lower ranked players. Yeah, you do. You do. So many people don't understand and think everybody's going to get rank 14. Nah, I will say, I do think a lot more people will get rank 14 because of this. But it'll still take a while because the decay is quite brutal. Once you get above rank 10, like ranked 11, 12, it's still gonna take a lot of grinding. It will. Not as much, to be fair, not as much. But it'll still take a while. But you can take a break. Okay, well, guys, I wanted to talk about this. Obviously, I have ranked before. I wanted to like just go through this. I hope you guys didn't mind that. I think it was quite interesting to talk about. Again, if you want to see the blue post, I'll link it right here.